that African tradition, that African men are polygamous in nature. I'm not polygamous in nature. The person speaking here, your uncle, is not polygamous in nature. It is you that is polygamous in nature. So don't generalize it. Not all men are polygamous in nature. Okay, not all men are polygamous in nature. Yes, we might have one or two things to do, but because of the fear of God in us, it restrains us from being polygamous. So, and what I want to say this video is that, is it difficult for men not to maintain one wife? The thing that you want to go and do with another woman outside, is it lacking in your wife? The enjoyment that you want to go and enjoy with another woman, does she not have it? Can't you get that enjoyment from your wife? Can't you get that pleasure from your wife? The pleasure that you derive, the pleasure that you want to derive from another woman outside your wedding, outside your marriage, does your wife, can't she give you that pleasure? So it is not that African men are polygamous in nature. No, it is the lack of discipline. Some men who says that African men are polygamous in nature, if you are a polygamous man, that means that you've not been able to discipline yourself. It is self-discipline. It is self-discipline. There are many disadvantages that you can get from being polygamous, from engaging in indulging yourself in extramarital affairs. You've not talked about diseases. If you've watched this series, The Polygamous, very fantastic series from South Africa, is a perfect example of how you will end up being a polygamist. The Polygamist, that series, that South African series, is a perfect example of how you will end up being a polygamist. Since you say that traditionally that African men are polygamous, no. It is that mindset should be robbed off of our memory. That thinking should be out of our mindset. So I don't agree with what this man said. I don't agree with what this man. Just look at what he said. Just here, it says, if my wife cheats on me, that is the end of our relationship. Why would it be the end of a relationship? But if you cheat on your wife, you say that you will beg for forgiveness. So that means that you know that you've committed a crime. Okay, that means that you know that you've committed a crime for cheating on your wife. But if your wife cheats on you, is a crime. But if you cheat on your wife, you don't see that as a crime. That means you are even confusing yourself. It is a gross irresponsibility that somebody will be saying that if the wife cheats on him, that is the end of the relationship. But if he cheats on his wife, he will beg for forgiveness. That is gross irresponsibility. My religion does not permit that. My religion does not give room for that. Other religion might permit it, but my own religion does not give me the opportunity, the liberty to live with more than one wife, to have extramarital affair, because the consequences are grave. If you know that you cannot maintain one wife, one woman, then why take her to church to wed? Why take her to the altar? Why walk her down the aisle? It is better for you to be like the harlots if you cannot maintain one woman. It is better for you not to marry than spending the resources to get married. You did the wedding, the traditional wedding, the court wedding, the church wedding, and maybe 3 years, 1 year, 3 years after your wedding, you don't fancy her anymore, and you think that you will get satisfied when you go outside to seek pleasure. This is something 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and that is gone. Why do you dissipate so much energy on things that will not last for a lifetime? I'm not saying that polygamy is a bad thing, but for the health matter, for the safety of your family, for longevity, for the sake of longevity, the pleasure that you want to seek outside of your wife can give you that pleasure more than what you desire from outside. So if you think that your wife, you don't longer fancy her, then give her a divorce letter. Get another woman that's still, seeking another pleasure outside, whereas you are still legally married to your wife. So he said that if my wife cheats, okay, he said that if my wife cheats, what's the time? Okay. So he said that if my wife cheats, that's the end of our relationship. But if I cheat, I will beg for forgiveness. I know she's kind-hearted and will forgive me. Now let's see some of the reactions, some of the comments here. This is coming from Tulugu. He says to Fiakwa, Dinankwe. If I get that, Dina Uwoke, Dina Uwoke to Fiakwa, Dina Uwoke. Fits for you that swim says, I like as the men in the background laughed. See, I'm like, God forbid. Sorry, sir, respectfully. Kelechi Kashmir said, trust man or like this comments. Okay, this is Yoruba, all right. Gen Alpha Gomenduna, no worry, correct. All right, my gender will still marry him. Very, very sad when men see cheating as normal thing. This is I am Didier. The underscore Tina effect says she's kind-hearted girl. As per Mumuna, really? All right, let me take this long comment. This is coming from Beachy. Beachy say, I blame the women who allow you all to play games with them. LOL. A man is meant to be a leader. So if as a leader you are cheating, best believe I'm gonna follow my leader's footsteps and do same. Okay. All right. So she said that if men are cheating, she's gonna cheat. If the husband is cheating, the wife too will cheat. Jesus Boy 123 edu says this kind of mindset is the reason why some people are seeing the nonsense going on in this country and still support the one who rigged himself to rule us. Okay. All right. Let me check some of the replies. Okay. Anyway, that video is from Linda Ekeji. Posted that video. This is that's from Linda Ekeji. It is 26 minutes gone past the hour of 12 o'clock, 12:26. I will go on a short musical break for 5 minutes. When I return, Trend Table continues. Don't go anywhere, listeners. Stay tuned.